Now, you see the hat I'm wearing? This is definitely a culture thing. Proud to wear it. Because this represents Rasta. And of course, you Americans are, most of you anyway, familiar with Bob Marley and the Rastafarians. No, this Rastafarian hat I have on symbolizes more than just colors. And people used to say to me, how come you don't have any dreadlocks? Well, not every Jamaican have a dreadlocks. That's just the few people that people have seen. Another thing, not every Jamaican smoke pot or smoke weed or smoke ganja. I have never smoked ganja because my mother was a school teacher. So I realized then that there are so many misconceptions of things that people thought. They didn't really understand about scholastical things. Me coming here, even though, okay, Jamaica is classified as a third world country. What does that mean? And we call it third. We don't say third, we say third. 1, 2, 3. So Jamaica is classified as a third world country, not academically, but actually economically. So even though we were a poorer country, our educational level was quite high. We learned a whole lot of things. We had our Encyclopedia Britannica because my mother was a school teacher. So coming here to this country and shocking a lot of people. And then also the other thing I had to deal with about culture differences was falling into categories. People expected me to speak a certain way. So let's say, for example, I had people who were or Black Americans here came to me and talk jive or they speak in their slang and I didn't understand them. And they thought I was being uppity. They thought I was trying to act like I was better than them, but that wasn't the case. I did not understand them. So I tried to teach people in America. When a foreigner says to you, they don't understand, you don't talk louder. You don't have to speak louder. They don't have a hearing problem. It's a comprehension problem. Or a challenge, I should say. So that's one of the things I try to point out to people, that it's a lot of emotional upheaval when you leave your home where you grew up, the place you love, and you move somewhere else. People have no idea what kind of bearing it have on you and what it does to you psychologically, especially when people try to tell you what you're supposed to wear, what you're supposed to like, how you're supposed to talk, all these kind of things. These are some of the things that I dealt with coming here. Now, another thing, going to school. When I came here from Jamaica, going to college, a lot of Americans don't understand how privileged they have things. When you come from another country, especially back in those days, like I did, late 70s, early 80s, there was no such thing as a grant. There's no such thing as no student loans. So we had to pay for our education out of pocket. And because I was from Jamaica, I had to pay out of state and out of country. So, for example, if somebody was paying $30 a credit hour for their class, I had to pay $65 a credit hour for my class, because that's the thing about coming from another country. My parents wanted me to go to college, but they say, you can go, but don't expect us to help us, because we didn't have it like that. We didn't have some system we could go to and get it. It's a very, very different thing. Now, I can touch a little bit on Belize, which I wasn't there very long, but again, that used to be called British Honduras. And it was under British rule and they got their independence. But now it's called Belize, and it's the only English-speaking Central American country. My father was from Jamaica, my mother's from Belize, so I had a nice cross mix of different cultures and different foods. And one of the things I can get back to Jamaica and say, getting back to Jamaica, we are a fun-loving people. Jamaicans like to have a good time. We love life, and as simple as it might be, even though, of course, I was poor in Jamaica, I didn't know I was poor till I came here and people told me, you were poor. I said, I was? That's so depressing. So there's so many different things that we talk about that we have to explain to people of just because you see me or you see somebody that look the same color as you, that doesn't mean that they have the same culture as you. So when I interacted with people that had the same color as me, we had a different culture. And I had to learn. It took me years and years. I'm still learning about different cultures. Another thing, when in Jamaica, when we talk about coming to America, we says going abroad or we're going to foreign. When we came here to America, like for example, Americans call people up north Yankees, and then they have the Southerners. Well, in Jamaica, we call everybody Yankee. We call people from the South not Yankee, and we call people from the North Yankee. Just like in England, how they say, you know, you Yanks. Another similarity. Another thing too different coming here is we drive on the left side like most of the rest of the world, but of course America has to be different and drive on the right. Another thing again, when I came here and people talk about football, I'm talking about, I said, football? Yeah, man, I love football. And then I said that they were talking about soccer. I said, let me ask a question. Why is it called football if you carry it in your hand most of the time? That don't make no sense. It don't make any sense. They should call it handball. You see? So when I came here, I didn't know anything about American football because all we do is play soccer. Or now you see how popular it is in the rest of the world, which we told them America is finally, how should I say, America is finally catching up to realize that soccer is the world sport. Like I said then, getting back to moving to another country, there are so many things. So I'm asking you, the viewers, to be patient with foreigners coming from another country. There's a lot of trauma, there's a lot of issues, a lot of misunderstanding, a lot of fears, a lot of confusion that go on. So please befriend us. Befriend people from other countries. Recognize the things that these people go through, that most of us are not here because we hate our country. We're just looking for a better life. We're looking for a life that's going to be easier. Like some of us coming from a socialist country. It was rough. Very, very difficult, almost like communism. And we came here and had to make adjustments. And I'll tell you this much too. Me coming from Jamaica, I never forget about my roots. I never forget where I come from. There's not a day that goes by that I don't remember, say, I grew up in Jamaica. That's something that, that's why they say Jamaicans are bossy and proud. No, we're just proud of our culture. Look at Jamaica being such a small country, but we're known almost all over the world. The runners, because of the food we eat, the type of lifestyle, we know how to have fun and relax and make the best of our situation. So, that being said, keep tuning in, support this Tiger channel, and there will be more coming forth here in the future concerning these things. All right, so as we say in Jamaica, one love. Of course, Bob Marley always talk about that, but that's part of our greeting. One love and big up here. All right.